So my discussion post this week is kind of a combination of the prompts. It's a story, a turning point, a lesson, a new hobby, all turned into this new lifestyle that I live today. Growing up, I was always on the heavy side. From the time I was a kid until I graduated high school, I was always a big guy. I was in shape because I did sports, but I never had that desire to look like those big muscular bodybuilders that you see on TV and movies and magazines. That was never my thing. Around the time I graduated high school is when I started getting into fitness. I had just got a new job as a lifeguard, so I was out with my buddies all the time. We were swimming, we would start going to the gym together, and that's when I started really noticing big changes. And that's when I found myself falling in love with it. I didn't get super big, but I got into pretty good shape. I was muscular, I got fit, I was happy with what I saw, and I was complacent with it every day. The problem was I left out a major point. I left out nutrition. I wasn't doing it properly. I was just going about it however I wanted, just lifting and swimming. And ultimately, that led to me following the roller coaster that a lot of people end up following. I got back to exactly where I started. I got big again. I kept getting heavier and heavier because I lost that drive. I kept getting more unhappy that I put all that work into it just to end up right back where I started. I was watching my weight go up more and more and more, and I just kept getting unhappier and unhappier. Eventually, it got to the point where I knew I had to make a change. This was my turning point. I knew no matter how hard it was going to be, I had to do it the right way. I had to trust that process. No matter how long it was going to take me, I knew I had to do it the right way. So I got back into the only thing I knew how: lifting. I went to the gym. I was following everything I knew about the gym. I started looking around and then I found running. From a kid that hated running and would never want to run, I absolutely fell in love with it. To this day, it's one of my biggest passions and I absolutely love it. The big point that I knew I had to follow with this time, though, was my nutrition. I stuck to an absolutely strict nutrition and diet. I tracked everything I ate. I followed everything. I made sure everything was perfect about everything, eating, working out, running wise. And that ultimately got me to where I am today, a few months later. I run marathons, and while I'm not as big as the guys you see on TV and muscular like they are, I'm in the best shape I've ever been. I'm relatively lean compared to where I used to be, and I'm ecstatic with what I see every day. And I'm just getting better and better and better. But you can't stop there. You have to keep going forward. You have to trust that process of getting better. So going forward, I'm going to be training for Ironmans. I'm going to be chasing those personal bodybuilding goals because you need to trust that process and you need to set that dream moving forward. You need to find that next thing that's going to entice you to wanting to better yourself. You have to trust that process and follow that dream.